Hello everyone and welcome back to a game of Shakespeare with me and Alex. Today I'm playing with these amazing looking orcs. Check these guys out. These are beautifully painted up by Ben's friend Dan. Oh my god, look, they're absolutely amazing. So I've got my leader, Gerzag Iron Skull. He's got a little heart there. He's got a lovely looking cloak. We've got my second in command, Bone Cutter. We've got Hacker and Basher. So we're playing orcs. I love orcs.
You love orcs.
Orcs are great, smashing up. I'm gonna just charge in and smash you puny rat scum.
Now, I would believe you, but I'm a Skaven. So
Alex is playing Skaven.
Yeah, so I can't trust you at all, no matter what you're saying. So I have got Scritch Spike Claw here, with Kirk the almost trusted, another one with some issues. There's a Festering Skaven. Yeah, so these guys are like the grunts. They're all the same, but all a tiny bit different.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of like the seven dwarves, but the three Skavens.
So they've got Sneezy, Smelly,
Sneezy,
Festering,
Smelly, Lurking, and Hungry.
Hungry. Okay. So are they Festering, Hungering, and Lurking?
So Festering, who is slightly more daggery. Hungering, who's slightly more.
So they all do 1 damage.
Yeah.
But they actually have the exact same chance to hit.
Yeah.
And they're all the same stats, but they can be brought back, right?
Yes.
By
So that's the key thing is Scritch has got he's got massive reach on his super halberd.
Okay.
And B, if one of these guys dies, I can put them back.
Yeah.
On any starting space in my half of the board.
Interesting, I think Lurking Skaven is tankier than the others. He actually has 2 defense dice.
Yes.
So he is your most defensive Skaven. So he's the kind of guy that you might want to stick up front and just let die over and over again.
I don't think tanky's the word. He's got his on dodges rather than on shields.
Yeah. So my orcs, they're definitely better. Basher and Hacker only have 1 damage weapons though, so these guys are real chumps.
Okay.
And most of my beef comes from my leader, Gerzag and Bone Cutter, as you will see. But I don't really know super much about your gang. You don't know super much about my gang.
No.
We're going to smash into each other and get going. So let's roll off to see who gets to deploy first. I've rolled a crit. You have rolled no crits.
No crits.
Right, I will deploy first, and we'll be back once we've put everyone down.
Nice.
Okay, so we're deployed. This is what the board looks like. Obviously, Alex got to pick the first board, so he picked this one with the lethal hexes in it. So if anyone gets pushed into those, they take a damage. Alex has deployed in quite a defensive line around his leader, skulking at the back. I've deployed on my most aggressive ones possible. So I've got my leader and my big boy here, and I've got Hacker and Basher on the edges. You've got 3 objectives in your territory quite well back, and I've got 2 here. I don't know actually if either of us have objectives in our deck. I haven't looked through. Draw yourself 3 objectives and see what you get. Okay, so we're going to begin the first battle round. Before that, we're going to have a little talk to camera and see if we'll talk about our strategies. All right, do you want to go first? I'll go first. Okay. So now Alex is gone, I can show you my cards. I've got hold objective 3, which is right in front of me, very doable. But the other 2 I can't actually do. This one is only passable at the very end of the game, and this one is needs me to play 3 upgrade cards in a round, which seems pretty unlikely. I've got 3 upgrade cards, but I'm unlikely to get 3 victory points. So I'm in a bit of a pickle. However, I do have Inspiration Strikes, which will get one of my guys inspired. It means I can get my leader inspired, and I also have Distraction, choose an enemy fighter and push them 1 hex. So I'm thinking I might be able to get a big turn where I inspire my leader, push one of Alex's rats into it, 1-shot him, get me some victory points, get objective 3, and that will set me up for like turn 2, where I can chuck these useless objectives and hopefully draw something.
Right, so I'm struggling with this a little bit, to be honest. I can get like a couple of little single things. These aren't really what I'm playing for, so I'm going to do what I can, a precise use of force and a master of war. I can score an objective this round. I can just about do that. If I can burn through a few of these aren't particularly good for me either. just yet, but I'm basically going to hold out for the objectives cards and just sit on all of this lot and stay away from that as much as possible. I can shift my Skaven around the board a little bit and just stay out of his way for 3 turns. Sounds like a plan.
Okay, let's roll off to see who goes first. Alex, you nervous? I can tell you're.
I'm never nervous.
I can tell you're a little on edge. 2 crits.
A little bit.
Okay, I get to choose, and I will choose you to go first.
Oh, I get to go first.
Yes, please.
Oh.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to use that to shift this guy. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, and stand over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Onto the point.
Onto the objective 5.
Okay. Good. Well, for my go, I need to just respond to that, I guess. So we'll get Basher to do what he's best at. 1, 2, 3, attack.
He's charging.
So I need a charge token. I'm going to roll 2 dice, looking for swords, or of course, a crit. And didn't get either. So that was a failed attack.
Right, I might use my Hungering Skaven to make an attack on Basher then, in that case.
Okay.
Seeing as you've walked into my death zone. my Skaven-y killing field.
Sure.
Yeah, the Hungering Skaven, he's got a huge chance. You can't have that many wounds, can you?
No, I've got 4 wounds.
Sure. 1 at a time.
He does 1 damage. This is like Battle of the Titans. I do 1 damage, you do 1 damage.
Exactly.
Not much is going to happen.
No, should be fine. Right, here we go, Hungering Skaven.
That is not a hit.
No, nothing close.
So, okay, that's your second go. Okay, I think I'm just going to, on my second go, I'm going to move up my leader, Gerzag. 1, 2, 3, right into the middle of the board. So this is a little bit of just early game deployment, figuring out what we can do. But he's only got a movement of 3, so he's a little bit limited in what he can actually do.
Cool, I'm going to use my third action to get the Festering Skaven, this guy here. He is going to go on guard.
Wow. Look at you guys, like how defensive is this?
Super defensive.
This is amazing. So you've 3 turns, you've moved the chump up, attacked with the chump, and put a guy on guard. I'm amazed. I don't know what your strategy is here, but it's really cool.
I'm not sure I do like that.
Alright, so my third go, I'm gonna move Hacker onto objective 3. There we go. That is it. Wow, this is happening so fast, Alex.
I am now going to use another action, and I'm going to charge with my Festering Skaven. And I'm going to charge Basher.
Okay. Round the side. So when you charge, you lose the guard token.
Yeah.
But I assume you have an objective, which is when a fighter on guard charges, you get a victory point?
Maybe.
Do you get that immediately?
Yeah. So yeah, change of tactics. I fooled you.
You tricked me. I thought you were being all passive. That actually genuinely did fool me.
No, well, there we go.
So you get yourself a brand new golden token.
Yeah, that's
Congrats.
only worth a single point.
1-0. First blood.
And I'm going to roll my attack on you. My charge.
This is with the support as well this time.
Yeah.
So let's see. How many dice do you get?
Just the 1 dice.
Okay. Looking for what?
Looking for daggers.
So you get 2 dice.
Oh, I got 2 dice.
And you've got a dagger and a double support. That is still a hit. I'm going to have to roll a dice to defend. And I got shield.
Ooh.
So that actually blocks the damage.
Yep.
However, you can push me back if you want.
Oh.
So I can go, you can push me back to here, here or here. Because it's any hex where one further away.
I might get you further away from me. Yeah, off you go.
Okay. Cool. So I'm going to cast after your turn. Inspiration strikes. Choose a friendly fighter. They become inspired. So my leader, Gerzag, is going to become inspired. Normally, the orcs only inspire when they take damage.
Yeah.
So if you poked him for 1, he would have gotten much stronger, actually. So it was actually, I didn't really want to block, but I did accidentally block the orc. So anyway, my leader's inspired, which means he's a bit more of a beast now. Yeah. Do you want to play any ploys?
No.
Okay, I will then play Distraction, choose an enemy fighter, push them 1 hex. So I'm going to distract the Hungering Skaven towards me.
Oh dear.
Off the objective and towards the waiting axe of my leader, Gerzag, who is inspired and has a very big axe. Would you like to respond to that in any way, Alex?
No. I might like to, but I'm not sure I can.
Okay, in that case, for my final action, my leader is going to swing his mighty axe down and chop off the poor Skaven head, I hope. So, I roll 2 dice looking for hammers. I got a hammer, so you need to roll a defense dice.
Looking for dodges.
Nope, that is a shield. So he gets hit for 3 damage. I assume he only has 2 health.
The Hungering Skaven,
Yeah.
yes, he's only got 2 health.
So bam,
So
he's dead.
But he's not dead.
Now, okay, there's a couple of extra things here that have happened. So you failed that defense roll, but
Yeah.
because I targeted you, you have become inspired. So the Skavens get inspired when they are targets of a ploy, and that was one. So you get to flip that over, and you also get an additional defense dice.
Ding.
But I get to re-roll 1 dice when I make my attack, because I've got inspired as well.
Oh, because you've dinged as well.
So I've got an additional support. So you're going to need a crit here, Alex, if you want to save this Hungry Skaven. Oh, you rolled 2. That's normally a great roll.
Fine.
2 attacks now go through.
Yeah.
He obviously only 1 of them actually does damage, but 3 is enough to kill him. He's out.
Right.
He's out of there. But he actually, even though he's dead, he remains inspired.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah, and also if you bring him back, he will come back inspired.
Nice.
So I will get a victory point for that. Okay. And that is the end of my go, which is the end of round 1. Do you have any objectives you would like to claim?
Nope.
Okay, I have hold objective 3. That's all. So I'm going to get an additional victory point, which puts me on 2. You're on 1. Would you like to use your victory point to do any upgrades before you draw new cards?
No.
I think I'm going to put one on my guy, actually. I think I'm going to put Crush and Cleave onto Gerzag, which means he now has Cleave. So if you ever try and roll a shield, it won't work. So shields are now no good against me. And I would also put Incredible Strength on him, +1 damage. So he now does 4 damage with his chopper, which is pretty scary. Because I can pretty much one-shot anything in your army, including your leader. So be scared of that. And then I'm going to chuck the rest of my cards and draw some new ones.
I'm going to throw away all of these, all of my quests.
Okay, so I'm in great shape here. The objectives I've drawn are hold objective 2 and 5, which are these ones here in Alex's territory. Also, I've drawn Conquest. Score this in the 3rd end phase if all of your surviving fighters are in your opponent's territory. I think I'm going to hold on to that till the 3rd end phase. I can't score it yet because this is only the 2nd phase, but I think because this guy's not even going to be able to get into opponent's territory yet. 1, 2, 3 only puts him on the no man's land, which are these middle tiles between boards. But in the 3rd turn, I'll definitely have them all in there. So I think I'm just going to push in, see if I can grab 5, and just kill some rats, really. If I could just keep swinging, chopping up rats.
Alright, so I'm not sure what all of that was about. Lewis was just smiling quite horribly at me on the way back in. It's not looking great. So I've got Denial, which is quite interesting. If I can make sure that there's no one in my territory at the end of the game. So what I'm going to try and do is now run past him that way as far as I can and do a few sneaky sidesteps and reshuffling. I've got this illusory fighter and some other bits and try and sneak off the board before he catches me. Back in, start turn 2.
Yeah, we got to roll off to see who starts. I didn't get any crits. You did.
Yeah.
So you get to pick who acts first. It's quite relevant, this. Quite a big decision, because if you get to act last, that's quite good for grabbing stuff sometimes. But if you get to act first, you can sometimes just get a cheeky damage. I notice you haven't spent your victory point either.
No.
You're saving it for a key moment, are you?
Possibly.
Okay. Alright, I'm not going easy on you, Alex. I'm here to chop.
No, that's fine.
Chopping.
That's fine.
Chopping's good.
Right. I'm going to duck out with my Festering Skaven.
Okay, you're going to pick to go first.
Yeah, I'm going to go first.
And you're going to take Festering Skaven.
I'm going to take Festering Skaven and I'm going to do some running with him.
Holy crap. Okay, that's okay. So he's now miles away from everything around the back. What an amazing... So that's a move. Okay. Interesting. I've no idea, honestly, what you're doing. But I guess that has actually put him in an awkward position for me. All right. I don't think I really give a crap. I'm just gonna ignore him. I'm gonna take Hacker, and I'm gonna run him 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. That's my go. Bam.
So I'm going to use Scritch Spike Claw and his action, and I'm going to place a friendly fighter that was taken out on any starting hex.
Okay, you're bringing back the hungry Skaven.
Bringing back the hungry Skaven. I'm going to dump him just there.
Okay, this guy, Bone Cutter. 1, 2, 3. He's going to just move up. There we go. That's his move. Okay.
So this hungry Skaven that's just dinged, I think he's come back. He's sorted himself out, and he's going to make a charge.
Okay.
On your choppy dude.
Right. So this is difficult for you positionally wise, because if you wanted to push him into the danger hex, you can do it from here.
Oh,
if you move there,
then
you can drive him back into the danger hex, the lethal hex. That would work.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do that then. Right. Looking for hammers. 2 dice. Oh, it's 1 hammer.
That's a shield.
Oh.
He's good, but you can still drive him back if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to ping him into the pit of doom.
Okay, and he takes a damage. So that is poor old Hacker. He's injured, but he gets inspired. Oh, orcs get angry when they get stabbed in a spike pit. Oh, you might not have wanted to do that. We'll find out.
It's fine. It's fine.
Right, so that's his go. So he's charged now, so we have to give him the charge token. So it's time for Gerzag to step up and see if he can crush another Skaven, I think. Just get my leader in. Oh, he's gonna ruin one of these poor boys' day. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Ah! That is some spooky action. Poor boy is gonna get wrecked. Okay, so 2 dice with cleave, re-rolling 1. There's a crit and a support. I'm gonna re-roll the support because I need it. And it's a hammer. You can't block it, Alex, unless you have 2 dice. You do have 2 dice.
I do have 2 dice.
You can roll a crit and an evade to save. Oh, God.
No. All of the shields.
All the shields, which is no good.
No.
He's dead.
Ugh, not again.
His head's chopped off. That's the second rat I've chopped up with Gerzag. And it's the same
It's not.
type
It's the
of
same rat. It's the same rat. It's the first rat. You just chopped it up twice.
I'll take the victory point, Alex, and pass the turn over to you when you're ready, unless you want to play any ploys or anything.
Right, so I'm going to play the Great Strength upgrade on Scritch Spike Claw.
Okay.
And give him +1 damage to all actions with a range of 1 or 2.
Okay.
He gets... Do you get dinged from that?
Yeah, so... Yeah. Oh, no, that's an upgrade.
No, that's an upgrade. So, yeah, so he just gets that.
Okay. In response, I will play Frozen in Time. Choose an enemy fighter and roll a defense dice. On a roll of a shield or a crit, he cannot make any actions in this phase. Shield! A frozen Scritch in Time. Oh, that's bad for you.
That's bad for you.
That was a lucky roll.
Yeah. Right, I suppose it goes down to the second in command. He's going to have to take on the orc.
Oh, somehow. God. Someone's going to have to take on this orc that's chopping up rats left, right and centre.
Yeah.
This is pretty terrifying, isn't it? It's like I came into a little nest of rats and just started swinging an axe around.
They're all just so big.
They're all so devastating as well. Scary.
Right, I'm going to make a charge on this guy.
Using Kirk, the Almost Trusted.
Yeah, Kirk, the Almost Trusted.
Okay.
And he's going to sneak around the back and start
stabbing the orc in the behind. Go for it.
Cool.
That's poor old Hacker. He's already injured. But he's got 3 life. How much damage do you do?
So I'm looking for hammers. 2 dice.
Yeah, that's a crit. I need to roll a crit, which I do.
Oh.
Hacker is fine. You can push him if you want to take him out of the pit.
Back out of the pit again. In the pit, out of the pit.
Shake it all about of the pit.
Yeah, let's put him over here.
Okay, so before my last go, I'm going to play Earthquake. Push all fighters 1 hex. You must push them all in the same direction. Any that cannot be pushed this way are not pushed. So I'm going to push this direction. A massive earthquake's going to shock the place. So he can't move. These guys go here and here. He gets pushed onto the point.
Ooh.
He goes here. This rat comes back one. And that is all that happens. Do you want to play any ploys or anything, Alex, in response?
So yeah, the only thing I really want to do, I think, is sidestep with Scripture Spike Claw.
Okay.
And get him out of this death zone here. That's just going to go badly wrong, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
So he can't attack now because he's obviously charged, but if I go first next turn, that will be the end of times for old Scritch. And then for my last go, in that case, I'm going to move old Basher onto the point. Bam. That's actually the end of round 2, because we've done all of our moves. I get objective 2 and objective 5, so I get 2 more victory points. Did you manage to claim any objectives?
I did not.
Oh God, it's all going wrong.
It is going a bit wrong. You're sort of all here.
I'm in your face. I'm orking around. We're orking it up. It's a bit scary.
Yeah, I thought the distractor over there might have sort of had you chasing after him.
You went for the El Distracto play, and I was tempted for a second, but then I was like, no, I'm not gonna worry about that little rat over there. I'm just gonna keep chopping off heads.
Right.
I've got 3 more things I can equip, so I'm going to equip Awakened Weapon on Bone Cutter. I'm going to equip a Destiny to Meet on Bone Cutter, and I'm going to put Great Strength on Bone Cutter. I'm going to put 3 upgrades on it before the end of the turn. So I'm spending all my 5 victory points. You've only got 1 victory point, so it's a bit sad. But now Gerzag hits for 4, and he's got Cleave. Bone Cutter hits for 3, and he is, if he survives to the end of the game, I get an additional glory point, and also he re-rolls 1 attack dice. So these guys both re-roll attack dice. They're both super beef boys. They're going to come and chop some Skaven heads off next turn, and it's going to be glorious. Holy crap. So that went just about as well as I possibly could have expected. I rolled dice, I chopped rats' heads off, and I don't think I can really lose from here. I've got 2 victory points if I can get Conquest, which is have everyone in my opponent's territory. They're already in there. He might be able to Earthquake or push me out, but I don't think he knows I have this. So he's probably not going to try and do that. I've got Sidestep, so I can push my leader and hopefully straight away chop his leader's head off, which would just end the game right there. And I've got a few other little tricks that I can do as well, choose a fighter and roll an attack dice. If I roll a hammer, they can make an attack action. So, oh man, for Alex is just a serious trouble.
Well, that went well, didn't it? Lewis just told me I was fucked on the way to go and sit back down, which is probably about true. I'm going to get a couple of victory points from this guy over here being alone in the darkness. He just has to make sure that there's no one adjacent to him, so they're never going to catch me. So I'll get a couple of points off that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play 3 more ploys this action phase. I'm not sure that's going to be a thing. And then Supremacy, maybe I can get it. I need to hold 3 or more objectives. So actually, I don't know how well he's doing, but there are 5 victory points up for grabs if I can just get on objectives and get over there and not die. Might work.
Okay, final round, Alex. Prepare to meet your doom at the fucking choppers of the boys coming in, chopping stuff. Do you want to roll off to see who begins? I rolled 1 crit. You rolled 1 crit, but you rolled 1 support, so you get to choose who goes first.
I'm going to go first, and I'm going to use this first action to raise another Skaven from the dead. The hungry Skaven is coming back.
Okay.
And he is going to go whoop, 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 whoop.
I'm very happy with that, Alex, because that means I can do some horrible things.
Okay.
Sidestep. Choose a friendly fighter and push them 1 hex. Boom. Oh, he's coming for you. Having a good time.
Ooh.
Choose a fighter and roll an attack dice. If you roll a hammer or a crit, they can instantly make a free attack action.
Okay.
Hammer! Gerzag is going in with the choppers on Scritch. That is a nothing, but he gets to re-roll 1 dice. It's a hammer! Okay, you got to roll a defense. You need a crit or a evade with Scritch to stop this coming through. What do you...
Scritch has got just the one dice, one lonely little dice. It's
You were in trouble.
pretty bad news.
Oh,
Look at that.
Damn it.
Superhero. Okay. Cool. So I'm going to play Tethered Spirit on Scritch. So if he does get whacked by this mega whacker, he might escape.
Yeah, so Tethered Spirit is like a cheap death.
Yeah.
Effectively. It's an upgrade that you have to roll a dice and he might not die.
Yeah.
This is a desperation play, Alex. I can see why you're scared. I don't think that's going to keep him alive. You ready? Oh, 2 hammers! Holy crap! So you need to roll.
Well,
you can't even block it. Oh no,
so
a crit. A crit will save you.
Yeah, so I need to try and block it first without this Tethered Spirit.
No.
No.
Got an evade, but that's not enough.
A Tethered Spirit, so I'm looking for shields or crits.
It's a shield.
It's a shield, he's done it.
So that's it.
He's done it. So ignore the damage, discard this upgrade, and put myself on a starting hex in my territory.
Okay. So you can move away.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Okay, now I haven't moved, remember? So that was the first action I've taken, but I sidestepped him, so he can still charge this turn. He can only charge 3, so he's not going to be able to reach you.
Right, so my lurking Skaven is going to have a move.
You see the guy at the back?
Yeah, he's been lurking this entire time. Mm-hmm. And he is going to lurk his way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onto the objective.
Okay. Does he want to attack as well?
Yeah, I'll make an attack on your leader just for funsies.
Okay, go for
I'm
it.
not sure it's going to do a huge amount. Look at daggers.
Oh, you've got a
it's
dagger. I will try and block it. And I block it with a crit.
Fair enough.
Okay, so it doesn't do any damage. You were lucky, Alex. So I have a card called Rebound.
Oh wow, you did have something like that.
So unbelievably, I've got everything, it turns out. You've just put a rat right next to my leader. He is going to just chop that rat for free. He can keep chopping because he's got, if he's not moving, he's chopping.
Yeah.
2 attacks, 2 hammers.
Really?
I am rolling every single dice this game, Alex. You are in trouble. You got to roll
two
dodges. So a crit will save you.
Oops.
That is 2 double supports.
2 double supports.
That's not what you needed. He is dead. And I get a victory point. Advancing strike. Score this immediately when your warband takes an enemy fighter in enemy territory out of action.
Ooh.
So that is another victory point. I'm on 7. 7-1.
So I'm going to use an action to move Kirk, the almost trusted, over here.
Onto objective 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to move my leader onto objective 1 and stop you from getting that, just in case you wanted it.
Alright, so I'm going to use this to charge with my leader and try and give this guy a good killing over here.
Oh, you're going to try and push Basher
Yeah, trying to push Basher off that
of his objective. You think I wanted 5?
I think you wanted 5.
I got 5 last turn, Alex.
You might have got it this turn as well.
maybe. Alright, roll your attack dice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're going to be able to kill him. How much damage do you do? 3?
2.
2 plus 1 for your strength.
Yeah.
But he's got 4 life, so he's fine, regardless. I'm not scared. Basher ain't scared of you. If anything, he's going to get inspired. He rolls a critical on the save.
Wow.
I rolled every single dice this game that I needed to roll. It was nuts. For my final go, I'm just going to celebrate. No, I'm going to hit you back. Fine, I'll hit you back with old Basher. He's going to bash you back.
Oh.
And hit you with a sword. Yeah, go on, you need to roll a defense.
Dodges.
Critical save.
Critical save.
Alright, well there you go. That is the end. Do you have any more objectives to claim?
So I get 2 victory points for Alone in the Darkness.
Oh.
Some warriors excel at the lone hunt. Score this in an end phase if there are no adjacent fighters on the battlefield.
Oh, but there are.
Oh, so it's not on... It says for everybody. Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Well, these guys were adjacent anyway, so...
Oh, what? That doesn't make sense, though. If there are no adjacent fighters on the battlefield.
Yeah, these guys are
that
adjacent.
really is. That's fucking impossible to get there. And I thought that was way easier. I just misread that.
It's tricky, but it's not impossible.
No.
You just need to be
harder.
positional.
Yeah, that's much harder than I thought it was. Okay, let's try that again. Have I got any of these? No.
Alex,
Yeah.
I get 2 more for conquest. Score this in the 3rd phase if all of your surviving fighters are in your opponent's territory. So I've got everyone in your territory, so I get 2 more victory points, which would be on 9.
Wow.
So you had an objective that was get me out of your territory.
Get you out of the territory, and you were trying to get into it. So that failed when you were all the way here. So I changed my mind and thought, well, I'll get all the way over there. And then supremacy, which would have been hold 3 objectives,
Right.
which these guys could have done with a bit less moving.
Yeah.
So I was almost on it until I realised that I didn't have quite enough options to do it.
So me blocking the 1 actually stopped
That
you doing
changed
that.
this and this and this, and changed the way that I was going to play all of that.
Interestingly, I
So
mean, the only
essentially-
reason I went onto Palm is because I didn't have anything else to do, and I thought it might as well disrupt you.
No, exactly. So there were actually 5 up, so I would have got myself up to 6 objectives if I'd kind of got this last play a bit better. It wasn't as bad as the actual victory points look.
I think I messed you up when I stopped your leader having an action.
Yes.
I also think you made a mistake because you put your most defensible Skaven right at the back at the start. And I think he should have been at the front at the start because he's got 2 defense dice, which means he's more likely to get either the crit or the evade early on, and then my orcs are swinging and missing rather than. And even if they kill him, he comes back. But I feel like you put your better Skaven in the firing line.
Yeah, I mean, they're all much for muchness, and looking at what's come through this deck, it's very much about not getting anywhere close to you. If you hit me, you're going to kill whatever there is there anyway.
Well, yeah. Once I buffed up my big boy, once he was inspired, because I think it's sometimes quite tricky to get him inspired and damaged. But once he was inspired, he was just an absolute death cannon.
Yeah.
I mean, re-rolling those dice, plus rolling so many, plus rolling hammers. Oh man, he was a scary boy. MVP Gerzag Iron Skull. Gerzag's boys, Iron Skull's boys, victorious over Scritch's chumps.
What about this hungry guy? He died twice and still came back, didn't he?
Well, it was a different one that came back. Surely you can't.
Well, no, otherwise he wouldn't be inspired.
MVP all hungry Skaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
He was my MVP anyway.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. That was a Shadespire game. Hope you like it. We'll be back with more of these next week. See you then. Goodbye.